Denied police in the Twin Cities of
Texarkana,
Texas
this morning for
Texarkana,
How you doing today? My name is Gen Z KJ, and I'm going to tell y'all about who I am and what I stand for.
This bitch like a band or something. Give me a bag, I like money and commas. My bitch bad, fine as ever. Ass so fast, she can change up the weather.
I'm sorry.
No, you good. Take your time. Take your time. Take time.
Okay.
We gone.
What Gen Z means to me being in this industry is pretty much bringing back that 2000s type of rhythm where I grew up in, which I'm 26, but Gen Z stop at 25. So, you know, but I consider myself Gen Z anyways, you know, just bringing back that old rhythm and that rock star style that used to be back then when people like Disney Channel, stuff like that. I grew up on Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, you know what I'm saying? I like Victoria's Secret and all that type of stuff. So that's like my favorite stuff to watch then. So, you know, I just wanted to be different. So the name came as Gen Z KJ is being different. Trying to go into the industry with something different, I feel like would just be hard work. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people like the name Gen Z. When I first figured it out, I was like, I didn't think too much of it. I just said, you know what, I grew up in that age, and even though I'm 26, but Gen Z, it just stuck with me. It kind of rolled a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes the name just stick to some people. And it just stuck to me. So when people say my name, it's like Gen Z, Gen Z, Gen Z, you know what I'm saying? So when I hear Jack Boy, I'm like, Jack Boy, I'm like, nah, I ain't cutting. It ain't cutting. Because it just give off like, I'm on that other type of music, you know what I'm saying? Gen Z could be anything, so they can't front judge me on what I do, you know what I'm saying? They kind of leave them with a mystery, like, who the hell is Gen Z? You know what I'm saying? And that kind of give me this is me, you know. I grew up in the hood, Griff King Apartments, if people don't know what that is, Rose Hill area. That's kind of where I got my name, Ghetto Rockstar, from, you know. I always never grew up with the suburb kids or something like that, or white kids, or if they want to say, you know. So I always said ghetto, then rockstar. Because rockstar, I guess, kind of took upon that other side of a different ethnicity or something like that. So I'm ghetto and then a rockstar. Because being in the hood, people don't expect you to be a rockstar type person or emo or whatever you want to call it. So, you know, it kind of just fit. And my lifestyle just growing up was, I didn't have a bad lifestyle. I mean, my mom took care of me. She gave me everything I needed, you know. I didn't have like the newest brand clothes all the time, but, you know, clothes were clothes then, and I was grateful to around. So I didn't have a bad lifestyle. My mom did everything she could. My dad, he wasn't around as much, but that's kind of a common thing, you know, situation with me. But my dad influenced me to get into the music industry because my first time on the mic, I was like maybe 5 years old, and I didn't even say nothing for real. I was like, "That's my daddy," type stuff, you know. And yeah, man, seeing him being a rapper kind of influenced me later on in the future because I was a football player, you know. Influenced me later on in the future. I said, you know, well, I mean, he never knew that I wanted to do music. I always did sports. I did it for him anyways, but when I got to a certain age where I could make my own decisions, you know, I left college. Like, I'm gonna do music. You know, my pops did music, and I think I can be different. I used to sing in the shower all the time. What's that song called? It's about Akon. Nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter, no. I used to love singing in the shower, so. But yeah, I love music. I grew up to all type of music, but I love music like with a passion. That's what I always want to do. I am very passionate about being, I don't know how to explain it, but even though I love music, I'm very passionate about raising my kids to be different than me. I have 2 girls and 1 boy. I love my little boy to death. He's the first boy. My 2 girls, but crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard for me raising them. So, but yeah, I had my first kid, I wanna say in 2016, I believe. And then my little girl I had like in 2020. And then my little boy 2024. Yeah, so they all like a couple years apart. He's the youngest. My little girl the oldest. Well, my one I had in 2016 the oldest. And my second child, she's the middle. So yeah, 2 girls, 1 boy. I don't like it, but I'm dealing with it. Growing up, I played football, but I felt like I was forced to do it, and I couldn't be myself. So I'm passionate about like trying to show my kids that they can always be different, you know. Just because, you know, I might want you to do this, don't think that I'm forcing you to do it, you know. You can always tell me that, hey, I want to do something different. So I'm passionate about just raising my kids to be better and different than me, you know. I don't ever want them to be the same because I don't want no type of comparison. I want them to be greats, you know. So I'm passionate about, I guess, being a father. Definitely. I am not ready. And I don't know, I'm not ready to go in that store to be buying all that female stuff. I'm just not, bro. I'm just not. You know, I hate it. I'm going to be scared the day she tell me it's happening. No. No. Call him mom. I am trying to build a barbershop because I do cut hair. But like, if I do get somewhat farther in the industry, I want to use half of that money to make multiple barbershop, of course, a label and stuff like that. So I got some planned stuff that I'm working on. I've been cutting for years, maybe like 5 years. I started cutting in 2020 during COVID season. So I was pulling up to people's houses, masked up and everything. But yeah, I got some plans for my barber and stuff. I won't be cutting hair. I'm gonna build some shops for guys to cut in. You know what I'm saying? Once I get that big, I ain't touching the clip. You're gonna have to pay me some money. One thing I haven't done yet, ooh, that's a good one. It's a lot of stuff I ain't even did this year. One thing I haven't done yet. Dang, I'm really thinking on this one. I guess I want to go overseas. I ain't never went overseas. And I'm not talking about Africa. I want to go like China or somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And see that type of stuff. So I think that's something on my bucket list. Go overseas, see how it's like out there. Get out the U.S. That's something that I think that'll be good for me to view the world. Pretty much. We'll go anywhere. Definitely China for sure. Couldn't do this by myself. Shout out my sister. Shout out her husband. They've been working with me since then, pushing the image. My producers and stuff like that gave me my sound to even sound different to catch people's eyes. So I definitely got a team working behind me, man. I won't say you can't do it by yourself, but in order to make it work, you're gonna have to let people, you know, come in. And I just don't mean anybody. You're gonna have to get some people that want to play their role. But you got envious people that can't understand the face and then behind the scenes. You know, the face is the brand, but what's making it work is the people behind the scenes. So, you know, you got people that want to be the face instead of using their true talents, you know, bringing the whole team up. So any advice for anybody that's getting a team or that want a team, choose wisely. Everybody ain't meant for you and everybody ain't gonna be meant for you. You know, I done had my run-throughs with people that'll tell me, you know, I can do this and I can do that, and the whole time they really just BSing, you know. So I chose my team wisely and I'm glad, you know. I let God brought them to me. So. The hardest part coming out was actually doing something that I can say that my city wasn't used to. You know, so coming out as what I would call myself ghetto rock star, coming out with weird music. I don't consider it weird music, you know, but coming out with the music that my city ain't used to, it was hard building myself up to get people to like that, you know, so I had to do things to like be eye-catching and people would call me weird, this, that, and the third, and like, what are you doing? You crazy. So like, just doing stuff in my city, period, as the artist I am was hard. So building my brand and building my name. I changed my name actually. It used to be Jackboy KJ, but now I changed to Gen Z KJ. One of the reasons I changed it from Jackboy KJ is because the Jackboy kind of just gave off the hood type vibe, you know what I'm saying? So they didn't understand. I got a meaning behind it, but they just wasn't catching on to it. So the Gen Z actually kind of stuck for me. But the most rewarding was going on to the debut, doing my music, and getting multiple views. I actually hit 1 million something views on the debut, and you know it all paid off. You know, I think I've been doing this for like 3 years now, the whole different stuff. So it paid off for me this year. So it definitely was satisfying to see people like, you know, I see, you know what I'm saying. It's more like wave riding a little bit, you know what I'm saying. They trying to ride the wave, but I get it, you know. That's what happens. If I had to choose between the dollars or the views, I think I would choose probably the views. Just because I feel like if I was given the money or something like that too fast, I wouldn't realize, you know, what hard work is or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I like a task. You know what I'm saying? Don't give it to me. Don't hand me something, because I'll never know what it really meant. You know what I'm saying? Or how valuable it is. So those views to me were so valuable that I think it led me to even pushing more and more and more and more to be a better artist. So I think if I would have even got signed that day or something like that, or somebody wanted to sign me, hey man, we want to sign you, I think I'll probably end up like, nah. You know what I'm saying? I want to wait on more. I want to see a better deal. You know what I'm saying? He offered me $1 million, but maybe if I push harder, this guy gonna offer me $2 billion. You know what I'm saying? Just because he believe in the vision. So I definitely would choose the views first. I try to stay humble with it, man, because I know there's people out there that actually there's more people that I done ran into that do certain music like me, but was just scared to come out, you know, and like, they ain't gonna like this. And I was like, I guess I was like a beacon for them, you know what I'm saying? Now I hear people doing different stuff, and they finally coming out and trying to do something different, and everybody being versatile and stuff. So it's like, I don't want to say I'm the one that made it jump, but it's like, when I'm seeing it, I'm like, dang, like, did nobody want to do this type of stuff at first? Did nobody want to view me? Did nobody want to hang with me? Did nobody want to be caught dead with me, you know what I'm saying? So it was all like, all right, you know, I can see what's going on, but you know what I'm saying, it ain't gonna be too long. But it's just back on that topic, you know, people wave riding. Like, I'm humble, you know what I'm saying? I know who to bring and I know who not to bring. I know it's a different type of setting in the industry than being a local artist, because that's what I'm sort of already am, a local artist. So I know being an industry artist is totally different. You know, I'm trying to move as they would move, you know, without being signed to a label. So I do see myself in the industry with all I'm doing and stuff like that. I know somebody gonna find me eventually.
Okay, so we finna get just a little messy.
Okay.
So
I love some tea.
The pop out or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody want to know what that was between you and Leah. Like, so was that a PR stunt or?
Story time. I love it. Okay, so it was. It kinda was, but it wasn't planned. It was more of like, she actually so-called liked me, and I didn't know of her. You know, I was in the club, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Louis V. I was in the club, you know what I'm saying, doing my thing, partying, whatever, and he comes over there saying like, hey man, Leah want to talk to you. In my head, I'm thinking groupie, you know what I'm saying? She just want my success or something like that. And then he's like, man, she want to talk to you, she want to collab, but this, that, and the third. I didn't know of her like that for real. I didn't know she did music. Until he was like, no, she don't do music, she do content. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay. So this gonna go that type of route. Getting to know her wasn't bad. She's a cool person, you know what I'm saying? What she does, you know, on her own timing. But what me and her did that day wasn't planned, but it definitely shocked a lot of people. Because, you know, I wasn't even planning on dating her that fast. You know, and she was like, I want to pop out. I want to pop out too. And, you know, you could get paid on Facebook type stuff. So she was like, we can run it up, you know, get some money off of it and some stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, we can. And we just posted pictures. And I can say that I pushed my name to the point where I don't even think I needed her. I think it was just more of a boost because a girl like that, people are used to seeing her with upper guys or whatever, or some type of guy that they would think she'd be with. So people seeing her with me was like, oh, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? But I don't think she could ever push me farther because the work that I've gained and did on my own, like, was definitely over topping of what she could have just did in one day. You know what I'm saying? If I had to match my views up to what she could have did, it definitely would have been break my scale. So, you know. I feel like Texas, period, in East Texas does get enough recognition, but I'm here to change, like I said, the people that want to do different genres, you know. So I know we're used to that Texas drill, hip hop type rap, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, I've never seen people bring no different type of artists out here, you know. You got Trippie Redd, you got Tyler the Creator, you know, them type of big names. I forgot the guy's name. It's a lot of them, you know. It's a lot of different genres that Texarkana has not looked at. I'm not saying no one in the city or East Texas can't afford them, but, you know, I'm here to change that. So it's like I want to be the first guy to be different in Texarkana so I can start bringing guys like that down to the city. And I feel like it'll help artists in the city to be different. Because the only thing I see is mostly drill music, hip-hop. And, you know, most of those guys, when they rap about music, you know how they go. They got to live their lifestyle. So that comes with perpetrating, being something that you wasn't in the beginning. And on top of that, you got to look over your shoulder. I don't want that. Not for the youth under me, you know. I want everybody to be different. I can't stop nobody faith or how they live their life. But if I can make a change or be some type of role model or somebody, then I definitely will on that different side. Only reason I feel like that because, you know, well, it's just any city, you know, popularity. But with this being small, popularity is like overrated type thing. So I feel like people don't get their recognition on what they you know are talented in or what they big in or something like that. So when people pop out, I can see why they say, "Oh, y'all only support certain people," and I see that, you know what I'm saying, because y'all only get recognition to her because she's or he's with that crowd. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, if he's popular, then it's easy for him to get more recognition with somebody that's just been on the sidelines coming in. Like, they might be good, but they not getting enough recognition because they not with the popular people. They got to damn near say work your way in to get recognized, which I was one of those people. So I know definitely people that deserve their recognition don't get their recognition. And I just don't mean like you gotta, you know, just give it to them. I feel like people lack on like trying to earn the support. You know, like if I want somebody to support me, what can I do for the community for them to even say, hey, I like what you do to the community, I'm gonna support you. You know what I'm saying? People just automatically hand their hand out like, oh man, I need my city to ride for me or be there for me, man. Don't nobody want to believe in me. Well, they don't. Why should they? You know what I'm saying? You ain't did enough for them to believe in you. You know, I told my friend, you know, he was saying the same thing. He was like, man, the city don't want to help me. But back to the music, the city don't want to help me get my music out, and this, that, they don't want to listen to me, man. I just need a chance. I'm like, I ain't gonna say I got mad, but it's like, bro, what have you did for the city to even support you? You know, and not to toot my own horn, you know, I done gave out free haircuts. I done did food drives, you know what I'm saying? I done helped out plenty of times with my community in the way I could, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, even if they support me just off me cutting hair, they could still look at what I do on the back end like, I don't care what he do. I like him because I know who he really is, you know? So that's how half of my support came, and they followed me to my music. Because not only did they like my music, they knew who I really was behind the scene of being the character of Gen Z. But I think my city just lack on support and giving support. So,
I want to mention that because I feel like, you know, you want to go over there a little bit.
Slim was kind of back in, Slim was,
Get this bitch up like a band or something. Give me a bag, I like money and commas. My bitch bad, fine as ever. Ass so fast, she can change up the weather. Get to her back, cause a young nigga like that. Beefing with me, boy, you won't get your light back. Switch on my hip, yeah, that's 20 in fed. Fuck a little nigga, put 20 in your head. We gone, we gone, we gone, we gone.
I actually did Slim back in 2023, and I reposted the song. Well, matter of fact, I did Slim back in 2023 and didn't even post the song. And Slim wasn't even called Slim at first. It was called Final Flash. So I was trying to make it a mix of hip hop and rock star, how I kind of make it, you know, if it sound like that. But it did a good little hit, you know what I'm saying? It got some numbers. People liked it, you know, it became like a little anthem around here, you know what I'm saying? I talked about a little bit of guns and a little bit of this and a little bit that, but besides that, it was just like a nice little song. Hop on, hey, let's get jiggy type stuff. You know what I'm saying? It kind of was versatile. Hood people can hop on it, the different people can hop on it. Everybody can come in type situation. I used to write, and then changing genres was a little bit difficult. So I became more of a beat type person and just kind of see what I could sell on the beat. And when I started kind of getting a little bit on the hype side, I started writing because it became difficult to write something. And then when I go to the studio and try to get hype with it, it didn't sound right in the mic. So I became one of those, I would say, punch-in artists or off the dome. You know, I'm just sitting in the studio thinking of something that sound right, you know. And that's what I became since then. But back then I used to write like crazy. But that's when I used to do, for people that don't know, I lied. I changed my name 3 times. I used to be KJ4L, and I used to sing. And then I got into the different stuff with the Jack Boy KJ. Then I became Jay-Z. So I used to write my favorite songs out of my catalog.
I could never be an op. My enemies are gone. Bury them in grace. Move on.
Ever, #1, don't care. You could tell your mama cry, I don't care. Favorite song all day long. I will do Ghetto Rockstar over any song in my down my list. Point blank. I don't care what they think hot or what they think is not. I love Ghetto Rockstar. When I came out with Ghetto Rockstar, I actually did a show in Fayetteville, and that was one of the first songs I got put on the radio, like out of all my songs. And this is actually in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And that was one of my first songs I ever got put on the radio. And that song got me recognition. So not only do I like that song, that's a song that kind of made me who I am a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like when I pushed that song out, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this a little farther and see where it goes. You know? Ghetto Rockstar, definitely. I ain't got no vocals. I got a little, little hums, you know what I'm saying? Little stuff going on, but I grew up on singing stuff. Like I said, Akon, you know what I'm saying? I use auto-tune, but I like it. I like the way it sounds. I kind of, the raw wave stuff is what I be on. So definitely, I'm versatile. I can do anything I put my mind to, but I'm just not gonna limit myself to one thing. I am Ghetto Rockstar. That's what I made myself. But if I gotta jump on something with someone different, or they got a different genre and they want me to do this, oh yeah, definitely all day. It is kind of hard jumping back into reality after doing something character-wise. So when I gotta go viral, yeah, I know people gonna look at me like, you just did this and you just did that. It ain't easy. It's just a lot of pressure because when I go back home or I gotta do something for my kids, I step in daddy mode. I'm not Gen Z, you know, this is who I am. But it gets a little difficult. I would say try to keep, or whatever they would call it, your industry life out your personal life. You know what I'm saying? When you come home, it should literally be like walking out a different body. You know, leave that outside. When you come here, it's a different vibe. That's what I try to do every day. I practice doing that. Like, on my, me being me, I don't be on no hype stuff, regular stuff. I be on some business stuff, trying to get bills paid. You know what I'm saying? I stay motivated to be different, but that's when I walk out the door. When I'm back home living life with my kids or something like that, I don't really show that side of me. Because like I said, I want them to be different. And I feel like if I bring that around them every day, they might feel like they got to be like that, you know? So I want them to see on their own who I am outside of the house. And then when I come in the house, they'll see a different, like, oh, well, we don't have to be like this. Dad's like this, and, you know, he's like this outside. So they get to choose who they want to be. So it's hard, but just come up with a game plan. I guess advice. I hang around it a lot, and I'm not a hypocrite, but I'm tired of the whole, I'm tired of the drill scene. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I know that's music at the end of the day, and it's easy to do and say you did this and do that. But sometime in life, you know what I'm saying, if you do want to get serious, and music like that, you just can't run away from. You know what I'm saying? I can go do some crazy stuff and people might forget. But you saying you gonna kill somebody and you dissed on somebody, people don't forget that. You know what I'm saying? Some people be like, hey, I want that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the drill scene is dead, man. I don't hate the people that rap about it. I just hate the genre itself because they done made it to the point where, hey, you know what I'm saying? Either you gotta talk that hot stuff, this, that, and the third. You might have to go catch a couple bodies, and it's pushing the youth to just go ape. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I hate it. You know what I'm saying? I got kids that gotta grow up into that type of stuff. So it's like, that's something that I definitely want to die off. If I had a choice to kill a genre off in the industry, I'm definitely killing drill music. Cause that just, it ain't no more, it's nonsense, man. You know, you got kids out here that ready to pick up a Glock. And you know what I'm saying? Pick up something that can help them out. And that's just because it look cool. I definitely kill drill music. And I don't rap about guns and stuff like that, but more of in a hype way. Not like, oh, I'm gonna go do that type stuff. But I think that's one thing that's pushing the culture forward. You know, people want to make different clothes and get their brands out there. That's teaching them how to build their own business, you know what I'm saying? Black owned, white owned, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I think that's really going a little bit more deeper out there, you know what I'm saying? I done seen cats start at an older age. Now I see them start at a young age from just selling like little jewelry. Now they, you know what I'm saying, building their own shirts and jackets and stuff like that. So I think that's pushing the culture forward, fashion itself. I would say view me as something you don't see on a daily basis, you know, definitely different. You know, something eye popping, like, who is this? You know what I'm saying? I guess when I want to give you this. Who is this guy? And where he come from? And he's doing something that I've never seen before. You know, so I definitely view that when I pop out and do my visuals on my music. You know, 3 local artists that I would want to collaborate with is I want to do something with Smoothie Poppy. I want to do something with Smoothie. I've already did something with Chalk Dog. I kind of really smashed that bucket list. I really can't think of nobody else, man. I mean, the music scenery in Texarkana is itty bitty type stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can't find too many people that wanna try to put something different. But those people that I've reached out to they wanted to do it. So those two they self, you know, like I always wanted to do a song with I ain't did a song with Smoothie, but I'm definitely getting to it. Streamer? Oh, definitely. Kiss and Kai, maybe them. I don't watch too many streamers. I would do something with Aiden Ross, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Collab with them guys. They lit, you know, they do a lot of content. I think they would be definitely the household to make my name pop way more, because they do stuff that's kind of like in my activity lane of doing fun stuff. So, clear out them type of guys for sure. Artist wise, I don't know. I'll probably maybe do streamers, just activity wise. I would say one thing I would want the world to know about me, or leaving from this world to know about me, is I was not maybe the first or one of the guys to ever do it different and get recognition for it out of TK. So when I hear my name, I don't want to hear just Gen Z. Like, oh, he was the guy that set the trend for people to do something different in TK, you know. I know people did different stuff, but some people just wasn't able to fulfill it. You know what I'm saying? They ran from it. You know what I'm saying? And went back into their shell, or maybe did their own thing. But I feel like that's why most people reach out to me. Or most people like come to me now because they're like, man, you're doing something different. And you're setting a trend. So I definitely want people to view me as that. Most definitely. I definitely want my own type of, like you said, yeah. I probably want them to just say, like, man, you know, he one of those cats. As again, you know, repeating, you know, he was different, man. He wasn't scared to be himself. I would definitely want them to say that. He wasn't scared to be himself. And I know this somewhere down the line here and in the world, people are scared to be themselves, truly, because they put themselves around people that are judgmental, and, you know. And if I had one thing I wanted somebody to say about me, that I was not scared to be myself, no matter the cost. You know what I'm saying? Whether I had to lose people or lose family members and stuff like that, I was going to be me. Definitely. I was going to be comfortable in my own skin, whether you liked it or not. So, yeah. What motivates me to keep going is not my music. My music don't motivate me to keep going. What motivates me to keep going is my kids. Because I feel like if I give up on them. And I'll be teaching them that when things get hard, you know what I'm saying, you can give up. And it definitely has been hard. 3 years plus, you know, so I motivate myself to do this because I know when they get to ask me questions at an older age, I want to have those right questions for them, you know. Like, hey, don't give up. You know what I'm saying? I think I believe even if something ain't meant for you, if you quit, then you've really gave up. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it didn't work for 4 or 5 years. If you gave up, then you quit. You know what I'm saying? You didn't quit because it wasn't working. You quit because you gave up. I'm working on merch. I'm working on getting some stuff like that in. I got some more visuals coming out. I actually just dropped, I wouldn't say visual, but the song I just dropped last night at the studio. Working on that right now. I got some stuff coming in, man. It's a club banger. It's definitely got the rock star, twerk, Louisiana scene type stuff in it. So I got some stuff coming planned, man. 2026 is going to be a banger. I've been telling myself this all day and all week and all year that I'm definitely going to get signed in 2026. Somebody going to find me in 2026. I feel like it'll be better that way. Starting off the year like that would definitely help me rise. I believe in, for people that don't believe in manifestation for not real, I would say they're trapped in a box. And not saying that they're dumbed down, that they don't want to explore what they can be or what they can do beyond their measures. So manifestation for me is me walking out not saying, oh, I'm going to get rich. I know I'm not going to get rich right here, but I know if I do something that I'm not used to doing to get rich, then it's going to happen. Because if you do something, you know what I'm saying, you like, cause and effect. It's got to happen, right? If you cause it, the effect from this is going to happen. So, you know, I feel like manifestation is you doing something, leading to something for it to happen in your lifestyle. So I feel like if I keep rapping and tell myself I'm going to get signed and doing stuff that's going to get me signed, I'm going to get signed. But in order for it to work, I got to do that. You know, so for people that don't believe in manifestation, I don't think it's spiritual. I think it's more of just a mind thing. Like, yeah, it looks kind of weird. Oh, it happened. He said it and it happened. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say it and it happened. I said it. I worked for it and it happened. So behind the scenes, people are forgetting when you say stuff, it's like a bucket list, you know. I want to do this. Well, if you do the stuff to do it, you're going to get to it. So definitely, manifestation is just something I believe. If you say you're gonna do it, do it. Sum it all up. You can find me on YouTube, Spotify. I wanna say Audio Mac. Pretty much all platforms. You can find me anywhere. Gen Z KJ. My Instagram, Gen Z underscore. Gen underscore Z underscore KJ. Find me on Instagram. Find me on Facebook, Gen Z KJ. Find me on all platforms. Definitely. You wanna go find my music? Just type in my name and you'll find me. Shout out my team. Shout out Sarge on this new single we dropping. Shout out my other producer. Shout out Louis V. Shout out Day. Shout out everybody, man. Dare to be different.